Hello, hello, long time no see. I know these are not your favorite videos to watch from my channel, but it's just the easiest way for you guys to see everything that I've kind of been trying for the past 2 months. There are several other things that I've also tried, but I just don't even think they're worth even showing. I wanted to talk about some that I actually feel like I'm more or less on a positive or negative note with these items, so that's what I wanted to bring up today. I'm sure once I'm available I will make a kind of little, I don't know, makeup and talk kind of thing, but for now I just kind of wanted to do like these quick reviews on these things that I've been trying, and we'll see that other video later. But this is what we're going to start with today, now that we're back, and hopefully we can get back into the groove. I don't know why I had such a hard time setting up where my new desk is, but as you can see, that we have a new desk here. The last one was actually my mother-in-law's and it was borrowed, but this one is mine, and we are starting off with the Trixie Cosmetics Back to the Fuchsia, which really cute. We got some little chibi character girls here, and this is actually a blush. This is, I believe, 2 blushes and a highlight. Now this is actually at the bottom of my list. I didn't really like this. I think it has more to do with there's a mirror in there. It has more to do with the shades that are in here than the actual product. I don't know why, but these Trixie's powdered blushes just did not look very good on me. And listen, I can do like a hot pink 80s blush. I can do that, that's fine. I like to live on the edge. I'm not afraid to go out there. But there was just something about these that just didn't mix well with my skin tone, and they didn't look good. In terms of this purple highlight here, this one to me it is more about like the quality, because this just was not giving anything. I wasn't getting much sparkle, much of anything. Like, it is so light, so light, and I like mine to be a little bit more blinding. That's just how the way I like my things. And I'll just give these a quick little swatch as well, because I know there isn't a lot of Trixie Cosmetics like swatches and such. So I'll swatch this right here and this one over here. I didn't want to go too hard because I am going to give this Trixie blush away. Like, they're okay. This one seems almost white, and then this one's like okay, but I feel like I don't remember it not blending out my favorite kind of way. Like, it just didn't blend out very well for me. But this one's going to be a pass for me. I don't even know if I would necessarily recommend anyone to buy it. I think if you think this is your kind of vibe, where you have a very light highlight, and you think these are shades that work for your skin tone, then definitely go for it. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm definitely way more tan. I definitely have that California tan right now, just being out in the sun for the past 2 months. Okay, sorry. Moving along. This isn't for me. I'm not sure if I would really recommend this for anyone, but of course, as always, if this is something you're interested in, get it on sale. Don't buy it full price. This is the Hershey's Milk Chocolate Face and Body Bronzer. This is from Glamlite. You may have seen this featured in a short recently. So this comes in a little kind of bag. It looks like it's candy. And again, I know it looks like you can rip it up here. You do not need to rip it. You can just open it. It's just, you just pull it out. You don't have to rip your packaging. I personally like keeping the packaging. So you can see this here. It's like, oh, rip me. You don't have to. It'll open. It's got this little Ziploc component right here. You can just open it. This is what the palette looks like. It's raised, so you can feel here the shape of the little Hershey's. It is really cute. I did enjoy using this. It's got this little mirror in here as well. We can open it up, and it definitely is giving me like the Hershey's packaging, like the gold and kind of silvery champagne-y shade that you might see wrapped from a Hershey Kiss. But I like this. I think this was a good little face and body bronzer. I'm thinking about it less of a bronzer and more of it as a highlight. It is definitely giving way more highlight. I try to use it as a highlight. Not my personal favorite as a highlight, just because if you like kind of sparkly highlight, I think you might like this. But I prefer a more metallic kind of highlight, because that's what I get from my Ofra. And while I did like this, I think I'm going to have to give it away. This palette absolutely did save some of my looks. I used this on my eyes, and it made my eyes pop on certain looks where I felt like I didn't have enough like shimmer. So that was really good. Let me do a little swatch here. So I got this gold. It definitely helped me. I think it's really pretty. I'm just gonna have to pass it along, because while I did grab it when I was trying it, I don't know if I can see myself grabbing it again apart from when I grabbed it. I don't know. Like, it is so pretty. It is really nice and shiny. I liked using this on my eyes. This is what saved my makeup looks and certain looks when I felt like it was not as intense as I wanted it. So I do like this. I do recommend it. If you see it, if it's something you're interested, I do recommend it. I'm just kind of like teetering in between, like, am I going to grab it again? Like, am I going to use it? I don't know. I'm sure I have enough palettes right now. No, I have to get away. I have enough. I have so much. I need to declutter the things I know I'm most likely not going to reach again. There's a chance I might end up putting this back in my collection, but I think not. I have to pass this along to someone else who could really use a highlight in their life. Do recommend, if you see it, it's a cute little highlight palette. Next, we got the Get It Chica from Chica Beauty. I got this from a kind of like, it's like a subscription box, but it's completely new. So I ended up finding this palette at a farmer's market. There was a lady there, I believe probably somewhere around my age, who was selling these makeup boxes, and I bought one from her. I bought it for $35, and this is the palette that was in there. It was a kind of like subscription box where it was all Latina owned businesses, and this is one of them. I believe I'd have to look back on in that box, but I think that this palette is originally retailing at like $38. I'm sorry, but that feels like way too much. This is definitely more of a $15, $20 palette. I understand it's a smaller business, so you kind of have to charge more to kind of get, you know, your money's worth. It probably costs a lot to fund this by yourself when you're not backed by anything. But $38 seems quite pricey if I had to buy this retail price. If I had to buy this for $38 for retail, I would have never gotten it. But if it is $38, I mean, I paid $35 for that box, so just this alone would have made that box worth it. I'm half and half on this. So I think that I love this sphere shade. That's awesome. I love this quad here. It is, these shades right here are so nice and soft, and they're very wet looking. And this is definitely a really demure palette, but it kind of reminded me of like the metallic ochre shades. They're really pretty. They have these two mattes on the bottom. You have a brown matte and a black matte. I liked the brown matte more. The black matte was a little bit patchy. There was definitely a lot of pigment there, but when I tried to blend it out, it was a bit patchy. I absolutely love this blush and highlighter. So pretty. That's one of my favorite. I think it works with my skin tone so well. I'm just going to swatch both of these so you can see that they're not the same shade. They're so pretty. I really love that blush highlighter shade. It's probably the shade I'm going to miss the most, honestly, because I think I am going to pass this on. This is definitely for three types of people, and I am not one of those people. This shade, Reina, their highlighter needs a little bit more work. It is very dry. It's not very... You can't see it very well. It's very dry, and it was very hard to pick up with a brush. You can definitely see it a lot more here, but it was hard to pick up with a brush. But like I'm saying, this is a palette for like three different types of people. One type of those people is a teenager. I think this is, you know, someone who's young, who's just beginning. This is probably a good palette. I think for someone who, the second person, who doesn't wear makeup that often and wants something more neutral, which is the third person as well. Someone who doesn't wear makeup very often is just kind of like, I kind of want everything in one. This is good for them. Someone who is kind of leaning more towards something a bit more natural looking. This is definitely a palette for them. But I need some more color. I think I might have kept it if this highlight was better and the black wasn't so patchy. But again, I don't know if I would pick up this palette again because it is so neutral. And if I wanted like a neutral look, girl, I'm grabbing my Star Wedding palette from Jeffree Star. Or I'm grabbing, you know, my Juvia's Place coffee palette. I like the concept. This is a really good beginning. And I don't want to necessarily just completely not, you know, say like, oh, this isn't a good palette, because there are several good shades in here, and I did like it. It was a very mindful and demure time using this palette, but I don't think I'm going to be using this palette again, and I don't think this palette is targeted for someone like me, so I'm going to pass it along. But if you think this palette is for you and you're interested in a Latina-owned palette, then I think you should grab this one. By the way, if you can hear that loud whirring sound, it's my AC. It's pretty warm here back in California, so if you hear it, it's my AC. But this is the next product I wanted to talk about. This is the Glamlite Garfield. It says, "For the love of lasagna" face palette. This was so much fun. Okay, y'all, I don't even like Garfield. Like, Garfield to me, I'm sorry, is kind of like an older people cartoon. Like, I think of like the Flintstones and like I don't know, like the Jetsons, like anything that plays on like Boomerang. I'm like, this is that. So here's Garfield. If you're interested in Garfield, if you happen to be, go get the damn collection. But personally for me, I kind of breeze right past it. I don't care. I love the little attention to detail. Just like the checkered on the side. Love that. There's a small little mirror in here. I'm going to try and cover this so you can see. There's Garfield. It says, "I never met a lasagna I didn't like." That's what it says right there. It's really fun. The little mirror. Y'all, these shades are so intense. So intense. There is so much pigment in these shades. So you have a red and you have a dark orange. Super pigmented. I had a blast using these. You do not need a lot. I really like this palette because I feel like it's going to look good on the deepest of skin tones and the lightest. Obviously, the lighter you are, the even less amount of this powder blush that you need on your brush. But it's so good. I thought it was so good. I was so happy. I don't even want to try and do too much because it's really intense. I really like the highlight in here as well. It's a kind of champagne color with a green. Oh god, I'm running out of space. A green, can I do my arm over here? With a green shimmer. I wonder if I can blend it out. I'm definitely gonna. It is quite intense. Wow. It will possibly dye your skin a little, but I'm definitely putting a lot more than is needed. But it's there. Can you see that? Let me add a little more. I hope you can see the highlight right here. It all worked so wonderfully well together. I absolutely recommend it. This is something you're interested in. It is so fun. This is, when I think of orange tones, I think of summer and fall. Fall because of, the red and orange tones, but fall also because summers obviously is when you're going to be at, your darkest. So I think oranges and reds are really good for summer and fall. And I think pinks and purples probably work better for spring and winter. That's just my personal opinion if I had to split them up. So I've had a really grand time using this in these continuously warm summer weather that we still have in California. And just during the fall, it's so cute. I love it. I'm pretty sure I got this on sale as well, and I think this is like a collection that probably wasn't very popular, so I'm sure you can find a lot of these items on sale still. I don't have them here with me. I also did use the eyelashes. The eyelashes are really good as well, and this whole collection is just kind of blown me away. I really like it. I really like these blushes. These are great. And my absolute favorite piece of makeup that I've used since I've kind of been on my hiatus, since I've left Oregon. This palette is so good. I bought this palette from Glamlite. Again, this is the Garfield Glamlite collection, which you probably might have seen shorts of. I have some makeup looks if you haven't checked out my shorts. But I saw Allie Dawson talking about this collection, and she was saying how good this collection was and how much she loved it, and that this is like such a slept-on palette. And I was like, yeah, like, you're a YouTuber, you're a glam guru, like, okay, sure. I got this palette on sale, and I don't know, it must have been $12 or $15, I honestly don't remember right now, but I was like, I'll try it out because I like the color story. You can see Garfield there's a mirror back there, and he's scratching up the walls, but this is the color story. Here we go, that's better. This is the color story. We have, like, a burgundy red. Well, this is more of a maroon, this is more of a burgundy, isn't it? A darker brown, we've got more of a lighter brown, a more orange-leaning brown, we have this gray. We have, like, a kind of cool-toned gold. We have this red-based orange shade. We have like this bright carrot shade, a beautiful gold, and then this very interesting like gold to purple shade. It's very duochrome. It is so pretty. You guys, this palette was so much fun. I created beautiful looks. This is one of the best Glamlite palettes they have come out with. So Allie Dawson was correct. Yes, this is a really good palette. And I just mean not just a color story, but like The formula in here is so amazing. It is so good. This has some of the best, like, shimmer shadows in here. And there's yellow in there. You know I love yellow. These are so good. And I want to swatch kind of like the weird ones. So I want to swatch this Catitude. Oh god, where am I going to do it? Where am I going to do it? On my hand? Ooh. Look at that. Do you see that? Is that not crazy? That is so pretty. So pretty. And then I also want to show you guys this Abu Dhabi. It's like an orange pink, like red base, gold shift. Very pretty. The other one I might want to show is just this shade over here. Let's move it over here. Teddy Bear. They're so nice and soft and so easy to use. I was able to pick these up with a brush. Look at that. Yes, they really are this pretty in person. Absolutely. So gorgeous. The one thing, I was kind of like, why did they do that? It definitely keeps it interesting, but there's this like gray in here, and I was a bit thrown off because it's like a cool kind of purple gray, and I didn't know what to really do with it because this is such a warm orange, yellow, brown, and then you have a random purple gray in here. So I did end up using World's Cutest Kitty with Catitude because I definitely feel like it would end up being able to work together because this is kind of purple leaning, and then this is like a purple gray. And I believe I added some Mondays to do my darken my outer corners, and that ended up working. But this is such a beautiful palette. I absolutely recommend it. I'm sure you can find it on sale even right now. It's a really good palette. I hope it's still available. If this is something you're interested in, this is such a wonderful fall palette. If I had to pull my favorite fall palettes, this would be in there because this is so great. I love this. I'm really happy that I ended up buying this. This was really fun to use for all my recent Halloween October activities. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm hoping I can get back into the kind of, way things were, and because I know you guys prefer the dedicated reviews. Once I can start wearing more makeup and getting, my pins together to put these videos together, I'll definitely start putting up more. We're definitely feeling a lot more situated at our new place. So hopefully these videos can continue, and you're going to see several more of these longer format videos coming up. But thank you so much for tuning in again. You'll have a wonderful day.